want to file a complaint. I'll call the police in a few minutes.
Max, stop barking! Who's there?
Fuck. Is someone in the shed?
Dad, it wasn't Rachel, right?
He, locked the door and ran out of the
Us. We're all boarding up our windows current. We founded our neighborhood watch for such cases. I don't want to see a policeman in Greyhill.
I just wanted to check if everything is okay with you.
Brandon, I want this to stop. The whole thing has been going on for several weeks.
I know that's a hard case, Amy. The neighborhood watch takes care of it. It's Ryan's turn today.
Come back. I've already started to board up your place. This will save us tonight. But Ryan, we have a... No!
Before the summer arrives this June 9 on PC and PlayStation, there's one game coming up that I feel will pass under a lot of people's radar for the simple fact that it features a classic alien story about the Greys and abductions. A lot of people don't really get excited for mysterious alien games like these because it doesn't seem super intense, full of action and etc. But Greyhill Incident has so much more under the table than it seems. It's not a simple horror alien game, but much more than that. Actually, I feel it is one of the most exciting alien games in a long time. You're just a guy trying to protect his neighborhood, but you can use a weapon, a baseball bat, and explore different locations. The developers shared with me why we should be excited for it through brand new gameplay details and the fact that it's also coming to PlayStation. It'll release on Steam and PlayStation on the same day, so let's get right away into these details. The game takes place during the early 90s in an outlying neighborhood called Greyhill, somewhere in the US. The story takes you across Greyhill with just a walkie-talkie, flashlight, baseball bat, and a revolver against a massive invasion. This game is not an open world, rather the neighborhood is split into multiple areas which have their tasks and are free to explore as you wish and find secrets and so on. Another special part about Greyhill is that you are able to protect yourself and fight the aliens with your revolver and your baseball bat. However, it is not a shooter, it's rather a stealth game, since Ryan, the protagonist, is an average guy and not a hero. Greyhill takes inspiration from a lot of classic alien movies, and also series, stories, and the movie Signs, of course. There are a few similarities to Signs with stuff like cornfields, boarded up windows, and tinfoil hats, but the look of the aliens, the UFOs, and the story is totally something else, so it's definitely not Signs the game. At the core, this game is being made by one dev, but Greyhill is definitely not a solo dev production. There is a lot of outsourcing going on with stuff like animations, for example, and help from others on the story, the dialogues, and the general advising. The biggest challenge of creating a complex and varied alien action horror game were the aliens themselves, their behavior, and the AI. They wanted the AI aliens from the beginning, and they don't rely on cheap scripted jump scares from those aliens. Rather, the aliens all have their own behaviors and reactions to what is happening around. The little problem here is that there aren't really alien horror games with grey aliens that they could take as a reference, and they don't want them to behave like zombies, so they had to design their behavior from scratch. Instead of randomly roaming around the map, these aliens have their task, like taking probes with a stereotypic laser beam or investigating the houses and the neighborhood. In terms of combat and chasing, these aliens split up while chasing and get you out of cabinets or beds when they notice you. They have some similarities to the androids in Alien Isolation and also the neighbor of Hello Neighbor. Sometimes they act like they have lost you, but after leaving the cabinet, they are there and ready to abduct you. Once they catch you, you have one more chance to escape by a quick time event, but the more aliens catch you, the harder the quick time event is. After all, they really hope players will like it. This won't satisfy everyone, but they did everything possible within their limited budget and the resources they had. And here comes the other challenge, which is the budget. Since this is an indie and very low budget production, things have to be planned extremely well, especially in terms of budget. So for example, they had to set priorities and decide which characters will get motion capture animation and which won't. They have done their absolute best to create a fun and polished experience, and really hope fans of alien games and action horror will like this one. For more on new games just like these, like the video right now and subscribe.